Well, at this stage, you have likely heard or experienced how amazing Naples, Florida is during the winter months, during the high season. The weather's amazing, so many activities to do. But in this video, we're not gonna talk about that. We're actually gonna get into what Naples, Florida is like in the off season, in the summer months. This is gonna be a good one. Let's jump right into it. So the first thing we're gonna wanna talk about is the change in population. It's drastic. We have a drastic change in the population during the summer months, meaning that there are a lot less people here in Naples, Florida. We generally, in all of Collier County, we have about 400,000 full-time residents that are here, and most estimates say we're between a 30 to 50% increase in the population during the high season. So you can imagine what that does to traffic. You can imagine what that does with the restaurant reservations, tea times. All of that can put constraints around your ability to enjoy life here in Naples. And that is not really the case in the off season. You have a much more freedom to enjoy those types of things that you might have been restricted to during the winter months. And so the people around here actually really enjoy, the full-timers really enjoy the time that all of the snowbirds aren't here. Don't get me wrong, we love the snowbirds. They're great for business. We love having them here, but it's a little bit of a relief when May and June start to roll around because we know that a lot of the snowbirds are gonna go back up north. All right, now we have probably the most interesting part of what we're gonna be talking about, and we get asked this question all the time. What is the weather like in the summer? And most people believe, perhaps rightfully so, that the weather can be a bit hot, it can be very humid, and we are in Southwest Florida. This is basically the tropics, and so there is going to be a lot of that happens in the summer months. Now, let me tell you the reality. The reality is that the high temperatures get to about 94, 95 degrees during the hottest months of summer. Now, here's the deal. Generally speaking, we have an afternoon thunderstorm that cools things down significantly and makes the evenings much more bearable from a temperature perspective. Doesn't mean that it decreases the humidity. So that's something that is, if you can't deal with humidity at all, well, you might not enjoy that aspect of summer. But it actually, I don't know, I have found it quite bearable over the years. And quite frankly, what I have done now is I play golf in the summer. I play more golf in the summer than I do in the winter months. And yeah, sure, you sweat, but it's something that you're able to do. The beauty here is that obviously we've got modern day air conditioning. So the homes, the cars, everything can be air conditioned, and that helps significantly. But what I can say after being down here, it's been 18 years at this point, is that summer is very bearable. You can absolutely deal with summer, but you need a break from it. You need to go somewhere with less humidity, somewhere cooler at some point throughout the 5 to 6 month of pretty high heat that we have here in Florida, because it does just seem after a while that it's relentless, that it's just every single day we have this heat and humidity until really sometime in September, October, we'll see a glimpse of that actually cooling off a bit. And so it's just the amount of time that happens that you may not enjoy. So as long as you plan some kind of a break to go to the mountains or go somewhere north, that's a good idea to be able to make sure that it's not just as relentless as it can be. So now what do we do in the summer? What are the activities? Actually, there are plenty of outdoor activities to do here. We talked about golf. Golf, it's important because we have so many beautiful courses that do not get played excessively in the off season. And there's different, if you're a golf member somewhere, there's a lot of what we call reciprocals, and reciprocals allow you to play at other courses around the area. My club, for example, has over 60 different courses that we can play. There is also something that's called the PGA Pass that certain clubs can be a part of, and you get to play these beautiful, amazing courses that would be $200, $300, $400 during season for under $100 in the off season, and you have availability of tee times as well. So that's a really good deal, a really good aspect of it if you're a golfer. Also, boating is very popular in the summertime because the Gulf of Mexico is a lot calmer. We don't have as much wind as we do during the winter winter months. And so if boating and fishing is your thing, you can jump into the Gulf of Mexico, get a little refreshing splash in there. That's a really good option as well. And then we also have kayaking, outdoor tennis, those types of things. You're gonna sweat doing a lot of those types of activities, but that does come with the territory. I will say that certain parts of the areas and certain communities here in Southwest Florida are moving to some indoor facilities for both tennis and pickleball. So if you are here as a full-timer, you may want to consider one of those particular communities because they have indoor facilities. You can play pickleball in the air conditioning. Who does not want to do that in the summer months for sure? And if you're really looking to get out of the heat in the summer, one of the activities that's down here, Hertz Arena, actually has ice skating. You can do public ice skating here, and that's obviously, you're gonna be on ice. So what's cooler than ice skating during the summer months? It's a fantastic option. Next, we're gonna talk about shopping and dining. These are two of my favorite off-season activities. I don't really like shopping that much, but dining for sure. And here's the deal. Because the population has decreased so significantly, essentially the demand for these services has decreased as well. And so a lot of the malls, especially outlet malls, they have amazing deals down here in the summer months. So if shopping is your thing, you're going to want to do that in the off season. When it comes to dining, I can't tell you how amazing it is to dine here. It's probably my favorite thing on this list because you have the availability to get reservations. You have the availability to walk into restaurants. A lot of times, some of the most amazing restaurants will even put summertime specials out there for the full-timers to be able to enjoy. And it's just really amazing. Like I don't even go out to eat that much during our high season because of how challenging it can be to deal with the crowds, deal with getting reservations so far in advance. And so the summer months, the off-season months, they're amazing. You got to experience it because that's one of the best parts. So next, the Naples Beaches, they still have a lot of people who come in the summer. There's still a lot of activity, a lot of traction there. And, you know, sand can get a little bit hot, but what happens in the summer months more than usual is that people put a tent up and they say, this is how we're going to enjoy the day. Hopefully you get a nice little summer breeze that comes over and you can dip into the Gulf of Mexico right there. So the beach is a very popular attraction during the off-season months. Now, in terms of some of the local attractions, obviously those have less people at them as well. So things like the Naples Zoo, Naples Botanical Gardens, the Artist Naples, these cultural centers that, you know, people just flock to in the winter months, it's just a lot lighter. So yes, you know, if you're going to the Naples Zoo, if you're going to the Botanical Gardens, those are going to be outdoor activities. You need to plan accordingly, but this is a better time of year to be able to enjoy those without the significant amount of crowds, and so you may want to consider that. Now, throughout the summer months, there are a few holidays that are experienced here. So 4th of July would be one of the biggest. They've got a fireworks show off the Naples Pier. That's always an amazing experience. We also have things over Labor Day, celebrations there, and there's a lot of different cultural events, wine and food festivals, those types of things that you can experience in the off season. So don't count it out. Even though there are a lot more of those activities that happen in the high season, they do absolutely still happen for the full-time residents that are here in our off season. All right, finally, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's hurricanes. People want to know what the deal is with hurricanes. The hurricane season is typically, well, it's not typically, it always is June 1st through November 30th. That is a thing, that is something that we are all aware of. What I can tell you after living here for 18 years at this stage is hurricanes are no joke. We should take them seriously. I will also say that hurricanes, I come from the Midwest, and in the Midwest, we'd have tornadoes pop up out of the blue, and, you know, within a matter of minutes or seconds, you have to be in a shelter or, you know, it can wipe out an entire town. That's a really big issue. Hurricanes have the same ability, but the reality is that our homes, our shelters are generally built for hurricanes. We have amazing building codes here in Florida, and the structures themselves do a very good job of withstanding wind and the other challenges that go along with hurricanes. So from that point of view, that's okay. The other thing I'll say about hurricanes is that you have a significant amount of time to prepare. Generally, we know if something's coming off the coast of Africa, if it's going to be a threat to us or not. That can change as far as where the direction goes. We laugh at a spaghetti map because the spaghetti map has all these crazy possibilities of where the storm's going to go, and only one of them is ever right. Sometimes none of them are right. So generally they have a cone of concern, as they call that. And if we're anywhere within that cone, we just have to prepare and do what's right and safe for the family first and foremost. Again, most of the time the media can make these out to be bigger events than they are. And I say most of the time for a reason, because, you know, we had Hurricane Ian, which was very devastating, especially for our islands. But what happens is a lot of the people who live inland a bit, it didn't affect them very much. Maybe there were some trees down, maybe there were some shingles that were lost on a roof, maybe their screen lanai had some issues, screen cage had some issues. But, you know, if you're out of the flooding and out of the major wind event that happens right on the coast, it's not quite as bad. So, as I always say with these things, I want you to be safe first and foremost, but hurricanes, you know, yeah, they happen. Yes, they're there. But if it becomes too much of a threat, just get out of town. That's the way to do it. So let me know what I missed. I would love to know if you've got anything you want to add about the experience of being in Naples off season. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It means a whole lot to me. Keeps me motivated to help keep making videos like this for you. You have a blessed day, and thank you so much.